So, welcome to our part 2 series of how Grace of God located me. And here we're talking of how I got my first job. And the last video I had shared, like I had dropped my CV at the hospital that I'm working. And was the first hospital that I dropped my CV. I had to have a plan on how I'm going to drop my CV to all these hospitals in Nakuru. And I was like, yes, I will start with that hospital, that, nikimaliza. So, yes, I convinced sister and she really liked me. Let me say the grace of God. We are talking about grace here. So, the grace of God was poured in that hospital, in that office, in that CEO office, and she was like, yeah, okay, if we get an opportunity, if we get an opening, we are going to call you. And I was like, yeah, okay, thank you. I really convinced her. I really outdid myself. I was like, I really convinced her. I told her, like, yes, I've done this, I've done outreaches, I've worked with this, I've done this, I've done this. Hey, niliuza sera. They said that jiuze, nilijiuza. Because I was looking for a job. I have kids to take care of. I have myself to take care of. I don't want to depend on my parents, you know. So you need to push yourself. And by the help of God and God to help you. Yes, so now I've dropped my CVs. Every hospital that I dropped my CV was like, when there's an opening, you're going to call you. When there's an opening, you're going to call you. When there's an opening, you're going to call you. Now it's me to wait. Now this is where you are put into temptation. You're praying. And the Lord has told you, wait. You've done your part. Now wait for the appointed time. You're going to get the job. And what do you do while waiting? Thank God, there's this doctor who has a clinic. She's a retired nurse who has a clinic, and she's a very good friend of mine. Like, I call her mom. There are those secrets that we children avoid to tell our parents, but there are those outsiders that we share with them some of the secrets. Yeah, she's that person to me. So she welcomed me in her clinic. I don't have the license yet because I had applied, but it was not yet out. So I had to practice there. I was not paid at Nini. The amount she was giving me at the end of the day, it was not up to my class, like up to my cadre, because of the circumstances. I'm not regretting. I'm not saying that it was bad, but at least it was a token. Ndio mtoto asikose maziwa, asikose breakfast, na asikose diaper, you know. Yeah, I worked with her for 1 month, 1.5 months or so. So it was in July 2020. So July 2020 I'd finished internship. So August, September, I worked in that clinic. And while working in that clinic, there's this family friend. Yes, family friend who had it's an elderly. She had a diabetic wound. She was suffering from diabetic and kidney failure. So she was being discharged from the hospital for home-based care. And I volunteered to do that to her. So they were like, should we pay you? And I told them no. Now, how much are you going to pay me? And for how long? We don't know when Granny will say goodbye to us. So I was like, no. Something just touched me and tell me no. And I said, no, I'm going to offer my free services. You just have to provide this and this and this and this. And I'll be coming early in the morning before I get job, before I go to work. Or if I don't come in the morning, I'll be coming maybe at lunchtime or in the evening, because I was working in the clinic, which was not far away from home. So I was walking. So I passed by that I pass by the house and do the wound cleaning, and then I go home. Yes, and after 2 months with home-based care and offering services at the clinic, I got a call. Guess who called me? Sister called me. It was on 26th of September 2020. Sister called me and was like, yeah, are you available? Where are you? Come. Can you avail yourself tomorrow? I was like, yes, I will come tomorrow. I was going for an interview. I was being called for an interview. I arrived. She interviewed me and she was like, yeah, you have the knowledge. You're good. Come on Monday and start work. I started working on 28th of September 28th, 2020. Neema ya Bwana ilitiririka hivi. Neema inatiririka. Neema inatiririka. Ilinitiririkia. And unfortunately, the elderly that I was doing home-based care, wound dressing, passed away after I've got a job. She blessed me with a job before she went to be with the Lord. Until now, I'm still here offering my services. Yeah. Isn't that not the grace of God? And that is how God's grace located me. Thank you so much for coming here and listening to this. Let's meet in the next video. We are going to talk more about the Grace series. And thank you. Please share, subscribe.